Hey yo, what's good? It's the world famous DJ Smalls, aka Mr. Southern Smoke, aka the future of Florida. And right now, what your ears are about to witness is the king of the drought, aka the realest it gets, Hunta. Shouts out to everybody right now representing Alabama and West Virginia. This major mixtape is for y'all, man. DJ Smalls, Mr.
Boss Real Talk Magazine. We chilling by my pool in my backyard. I got a rapper straight out of Trinity Garden, Hunta, king of the drought. What it do, Hunta?
What's going on with the joke?
Chilling, man. I've been loving the CD. I've been bumping this for about a year now.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We're gonna ask Hunta a couple of questions for the website. Hunta, give me idea behind the king of the drought, man.
King of the drought. King of the drought was it was a real person. You know what I'm saying? We was in my room one day. We was chilling. I was in West Virginia, and it came from a long way back. This when T.I. and Lil Flip was going back and forth about who the king of the drought. And so we was sitting down in the little room and whatnot, and I was just rapping. I was like, shit, I ain't the king of the South. I'm the king of the drought. You know what I'm saying? And then like when that happened, it was kind of like my home and them around me, they kind of like blew it up because that's who I really was at the time. And so after they started blowing it up, then that's just who I was. You know, like I was the type of cat where I don't care where you was at. You was in California, you needed me, I was there. You know what I'm saying?
I listened to the CD. I like the lyrics. You the one to supply the supplier. And, you know, you just kicking some real straight street dope dealing dope on CD. That was you at the time.
That was me at the time, man. I say after all the sports or whatnot, because I had went to West Virginia to play football and whatnot, and that sports was all I knew. But it's kind of like when that didn't happen, it was kind of like, okay, what's next? I had been, hustling since I was up there, but I still had hope to go to the NFL. So it wasn't that serious. Yeah. And so it was kind of like, I was just making a little money, sell a little dope, that was cool, it wasn't nothing to it. But when football was over with, basketball was over with, I ain't had no identity no more. It was kind of like, man, what I'm gonna do? And that's when I went head first into the dope game. And that's where the whole king of the drought came from, because it was kind of like, okay, who am I now? You know what I'm saying? I had to find myself. And so I was like, okay, I'm the king of the drought. You know what I'm saying? So somebody keeps saying, hey man, you this, you that. At first you're like, man, I ain't studying that. But then when you start getting recognition for that, it's kind of like, that's who I became. So that big dope dealer was, really like who I was at that time, because I felt like that was the only way I was gonna be able to eat, other than play football, play sports. I didn't get my degree. I had dropped out of college. You know what I'm saying? So that was the only way I knew to survive.
So how you get into rapping? You telling me you was king of the drought on the streets. You were doing the sports thing. You were doing the college thing. How that transferred to rapping?
I have been rapping since, and people had to remind me of this. I have been rapping ever since rap was rap, you know what I'm saying? And so, but what really got me serious with it, I was just play with it, because I had never sold dope before coming up, you know what I'm saying? I was an athlete, you know what I'm saying? I could rap about having a hard life, you know what I'm saying? But niggas didn't want to hear that, they want to hear that dope boy talk. And so one day we was riding, we was bumping the G's, and we was bumping G's at Trap or Die. And so I was quoting every word, and I was like, man, I'm doing this, I can rap, you know what I'm saying? And so I really didn't take it serious then until I came back home, and we was in the gym shooting ball, and nigga said, yeah, Joe, I heard you dropped out of school to sell dope. And I was like, really? Like, so it was kind of like they didn't know who I was or what I had went through. So I said, I'm gonna make a CD just so I can show these niggas what really went on in my life before all this happened. Because I grew up rough without my parents. My parents was on drugs and stuff, but nobody knew that because I hit it with a sense of humor. Anybody could tell you I was like the class clown, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so when everybody was like, man, Joe selling dope, he just gave up on his dreams of such. But man, they don't know the half of it. They don't know what I went through. They didn't know the struggle. And so at that time, I was like, man, I'm gonna do this for real. And then I met a guy named Marcus Detroit, the guy who did most of my tracks on King of the Drought. He was like, yeah, man, I'm such and such at the time. He was with somebody, I forgot. They was hoping to be big or whatnot.
They out of Mobile?
They out of West Virginia. And so he was like, man, I really think he could sell a lot of records, you know what I'm saying? So when he introduced it to me like that, my people around me was like, man, you just a gift for you, it's a talent for you. And he was like, all that combined together really started me rapping.
telling you, I love the CD. I'm loving the CD, King of the Drought. I've been bumping it for about a year. How you get DJ? How you hook up with DJ Small? DJ Small hosting the CD. How you hook up with Small?
Man, it was a blessing, man. I swear it all came to me, man. Like we was at a party, and this little cat I knew or whatnot. He was like, "Yo, Hunta, I want you to meet my partner or whatnot." You know, like, all right, cool, whatever. I meet him, whatnot. I met him, and he went to introduce himself to me. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I can do this for you. I can do that for you." I was like, I ain't believe him, you know what I'm saying? So he hit me up the next day. Hit me with the package, you know what I'm saying? I paid him with the package. The package came with the DJ Small mixtape, you know what I'm saying? So at first I was like, DJ Small. So I you know, we did a little Google thing, you know what I'm saying? I thought, oh, he pretty big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
real big.
that's how the DJ Small came, man. It was a blessing for real. I ain't
Definitely
it.
blessing. Definitely blessing. So I know you got the block party. You know we took a little time off of rapping for a minute, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, man, with all like after the girls, after the sports, and even after the King of the Drought, man, it was still like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? And with all these identities, and then I was like, I want to know how people treat me if I was nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I took a while out just to find myself, you know what I'm saying, and find out the motives of why I was doing what I was doing. And I really wanted to see who was really around me, who was real about me. Because when the dope slowed down, it was kind of like people who were with me, they disappeared, you know what I'm saying?
The bread ain't coming
The bread, it wasn't really the bread, it was really like, okay, I hang with you because we smoke. Or I hang with you because we shoot dice. I hang with you because we shoot ball. I hang with you because we flip ticks together, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like when you stop and try to change for the better, you know, people just disappear. And so I started seeing people drop, and I was like, hold up, man, I need to fall back for a while to see who really for me, you know what I'm saying? And so I stayed away from rap for a while, and then I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep, though, you know what I'm saying?
It's your heart, it's in your heart.
It's in my heart.
So what so you know you got the block party. Tell us something about the block party you got coming up.
Yeah, man, the block party, it's a block party / video shoot, man. Like I said, I know I talk about the dope or whatnot, but like after all the sports and everything I had worked for my whole life had kind of like faded away. It was kind of like I had no hope no more, you know what I'm saying? I was dangerous, cause like I had grew up with niggas who was on the block and they was selling dope and doing stuff. And I'm like, man, why these niggas doing this, man? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm finna go out to school, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. And so it was kind of like I did everything they said, do. Go to school, do this, work hard, all that gonna pay off, you know what I'm saying? And so when all that didn't pay off, I was like, I see why these niggas out here on the block, you know what I'm saying? And so it was kind of like, I feel like I was more dangerous than them because they was still saying like, I'm gonna get my life right, And I was like, well, shit, I done got my life right, so I really ain't got nothing to lose, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I was so dangerous, cuz. And then it was like, after a long trip, you know, I went to California, some bad happened in California where I could have lost my life or whatnot. And this cab driver, he changed my life, man. And he gave me hope again. And so I try to reach out to those people who don't have hope in their life and just to let them know, like, no matter what situation you're facing, that it can always be better. And just don't give up on life because of one situation. I let that one situation I supposed to be in jail, cuz, or either dead, the stuff I was doing, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, man, I just want to do a block party for hope, man. You know, I got another prize for hope for the future, you know what I'm saying? So J Hunta Entertainment, you know, we're gonna shoot the Welcome to Alabama video. Okay. And we're gonna do it big.
Off the King of the Drought.
Off the King of the Drought.
Welcome to Alabama. That track slam too. So what's the exact date of the block party?
Oh, January the 4th. January 4th. In Trinity Gardens. Gotta go back.
Going back to your hood.
Go back to the hood. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask you a few questions. I'm gonna ask you about 5 songs on the CD. We're gonna ask you what's your motivation behind it.
All right.
That's fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, first song I'm gonna ask you about where you get the inspiration for All I Know.
All I Know might be my favorite track, even though I rarely hear people say it like that. They like they feel it, but it ain't flamboyant. It's just real. And like I said, the All I Know track was basically like responding to what the guy had said to me. I wish I knew his name. I forgot his name. He said to me when we was in the gym, and he was like, "Man, I heard you dropped out of school. You know what I'm saying? To sell dope." And so that's All I Know was really a tough time in my life where I was like, okay, I want to let y'all know this is all I know, man. I can't fix cars, I can't cook, I can't do nothing. all I knew was sports and dope. You know what I'm saying? So it was like they telling me to go to school and get a degree while all the rich niggas running the streets. Man, this is all I know. You know what I'm saying? So that inspired me to do all I know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What about Don't Cry?
Don't Cry. Woo! Don't Cry is might be my next favorite song. I can say out of all the songs people tell me they like, you know, they secretly tell me they like Don't Cry. Because I think people are secretly hurting. But what inspired me to write the song was I went to my this cat studio, right? And the guy had laid the hook down, and I was like, man, what that track is? And I jumped on it. I really stole the good track, you know what I'm saying? I jumped on it. And so I wrote the verse. And as I was writing the second verse, man, no lie, man, I just broke down in tears, you know what I'm saying? Because as I was writing it, it was like, it was just coming back to me, you know what I'm saying? And so when my partner asked me, you know what I'm saying, he was like, yeah, man, I cried to that song. And I say, well, in order to make somebody cry to a song, you gotta be crying when you write it, you know what I'm saying? So that inspired me to do Don't Cry because of what I had went through when I was coming up with my mom, my dad, you know, the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? So,
Just by Cat, the Hunter, Real Talk Magazine, Block Party, January 4th. January 4th, we're gonna see, now I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. When the next album drop?
the next album is the Stuck in the Drought album. I know I got King of the Drought mixtape. I'm doing a Stuck in the Drought album coming soon next year, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, 2014.
The whole concept of the Stuck in the Drought album was a transition for me from coming from the King of the Drought and trying to come into myself. But then, like, after I realized, after I was conscious of what I was doing, after, you know, finding hope again or whatnot, not being so bitter and being so angry, I was still hustling, I was still doing this. That's the only way I knew to survive. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized that the mistakes that I had made when I was King of the Drought or whoever I was still held me back in the same situation. And so no matter if you try to change, or you could be doing anything, you could be a murderer, you could be a jack boy, you could be addicted or whatever, but as soon as you try to change, you realize that the situations are still gonna occur that cause you to be that way in the first place. So it's kind of like we have to change ourselves mentally. And so being stuck in the drought is trying to change mentally, but still facing the same situation. And so it's kind of like, okay, how do I deal with this? So the whole Stuck in the Drought album, man, is deep. You know what I'm saying?
So this is gonna be an album, not a mix.
This is an album, cuz. And it's you like the King of the Drought, you're gonna love Stuck in the Drought album.
Okay, so how can people check out your music, man? Check you, hit you up or whatever.
You can, my music, everything about me is on the Hunta Online, DAHUNTA online.com. Or you can go to YouTube and type in the Hunta, DAHUNTA. Everything, Facebook, Twitter, all that is on the huntaonline.com.
Okay, now you already got a video too.
Don't Cry.
Yeah, Don't Cry. You already got a video for Don't Cry. You about to shoot one for.
Welcome to Alabama.
Welcome to Alabama. Okay. You got any shout outs, any last words? Let me ask you one more question. What you think about the rappers out in Mobile right now? Young Thad, hot right now. You know, Spank doing his thing. Mike Will. What you think about the cat?
Man,
new artists?
I talk. Me and Mike Will. We talk. You know what I'm saying? We talk back and forth. I checked out Spank. He hot. I ain't really too much heard from Young Thad though.
What's the song you got? Go in.
Work.
Go out.
Oh, that's him. Work. Yeah, I heard that on the radio. I like that.
He down with Young Scooter in there, and DJ Holiday, Gucci Man.
Yeah. I like that little track. But these young boys, man, they talented, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sergeant.
I done got down with Bama. Me and Bama did a couple tracks together. Where you at, Bama? I ain't heard from you. So I messed with a couple of little cats, Young Hot, Bama Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Bama Baby.
G-Boy out of Trinity Gun. You know what I'm saying? Freeze. You know. Mess with some of these cats, man. Sweeney, man. Give a shout out to my homie Sweeney, man. You know, so I mess with him, man. I get out there a little bit, you know.
What's up, bro? So what can we expect for 2014?
I got the block party coming, and you need to check out Stuck in the Drought. The album is coming, man. It's coming, man. It's coming
soon. He will be in the new issue, Real Talk Magazine, too. So, no.
And hopefully at the awards show, you know.
For sure. All right.
He keep leaving me out.
We look forward to seeing from him 2014. You gotta be on the lookout for him. We got some banging music. You check him out on the website, www.realtalkurban.com.
I'll be on the corner, pushing that white, back after back, count stacks every night. I'll be in the ghetto, holding that green. Know I got that fire, got kush, got lean. Sitting in the Benz in the truck, holding my stress, money coming in like that. I'll be on the corner, getting my cash, stacking up my mail and I'm stacking up fast.
Download my new single, On the Corner, off the debut album, Stuck in the Drought, off my website, thehuntaonline.com.